From the dust in the universe to the waters in the womb I surf, I'm the all in all. From the atoms that exist in the sun to the atom that's in Genesis 1, I'm the all in all. From the first king that walked this globe to the last black slave they stole, I'm the all in all. Every living thing you see, all of those things exist in me. I'm the all in all. From the depths of the sea to Mount Everest, Allah in the flesh, most benevolent. This physical form born from melanin. When electrical thought sparked intelligence, ain't nothing existing I don't exist in. From the clouds in the heavens down to this skin. If you doing the knowledge, you can follow jewels. In both cases, the basis, water molecules. Rain, sleet, snow, hailstorms come together the same way that my cells form. You don't see it yet, hard to fathom still. It's alike to the pyramids, how my atoms build. I existed as DNA when the earth formed, and my paternal lineage is from the firstborns. Holy Quran, Bible, I'm coded there. In a fine mist, you'll miss if you don't know the square. Yeah, on all four corners they seek the G, while shriners speak on me in secrecy. I created the earth as mother and daughter. Her bones are the rocks, her blood is the water. Yeah. Her skin is the crust, her heart is the core. Yeah. I planted the seeds, I parted the shores. Yeah. Emitted my light, she saw the corona. Original man, maker, I'm the all in all. From the dust in the universe to the waters in the womb I surf, I'm the all in all. From the atoms that exist in the sun to the atom that's in Genesis 1, I'm the all in all. From the first king that walked this globe to the last black slave they stole, I'm the all in all. Every living thing you see, all of those things exist in me. I'm the all in all. Supreme team, dominant gene, God in the physical. Rose from the bowels of hell, pardon my visual. Cremators doing their job when they get rid of you. Crabs in the bucket, mind state to kill a nigga too. Civil wars in the hood, letting hammers dance. Playing with them pieces of steel, attract the ambulance. Or a prison bid, now your daughter's sick. Ain't nothing gangsta about leaving your seeds fatherless. So I study self and subtracted crime. It takes supreme mathematics to heal a grafted mind. For the 2 and the 3, you need the 1. The only way to get to the Father is through the Son. I met a lot of dudes on that used to shit. They come and go every day, I'm getting used to it. Far as self go, I'm planted on the square. They unalike to Allah, they planted over there. They don't respect the history, they don't recite degrees. Will we be using them both to reunite the seeds? Yellow to the brown, brown to the black. Accepted or rejected, you repel or attract. It's been over 50 years, he been gone so far. Now that's a powerful cipher, peace to Allah.
Now, when the God told me we was having rally down at in Greensboro, because he was going to A&T to get his master's. So that's where I met like Now Allah, understanding, God Allah Rahim, Monique, you know, Agar, old man Agar from the Harlem Six. But like of them brothers, Agar and understanding was like the brothers that I learned a whole lot and developed my personality in this nation from. You know what I'm saying? And like old man Agar, he was one of the most eloquent speakers that I ever heard, man. You know. So then in understanding, he the one that introduced me to a whole lot of the firstborn from Medina and things of that nature. So you know, I was able and I was blessed to be able to speak with some of those brothers who got this knowledge straight from Allah. You know what I'm saying? And them brothers, man, they were some great brothers, and they showed me the brotherhood of this nation. And you know, man, and I love them brothers tremendously for what they gave me. You know what I'm saying? And the knowledge and the time that they put in with me. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to use it in vain. I feel like they put it in great hands. You know what I'm saying? And
you said something to me the other day, right? And we keep it 100% real on God in them streets, especially when we talking about, you know, just the purpose and the reality in which we live. So you had said to me that when you first went up to Now Cee, that you first went to Mecca, and it was a little slight difference between when you went to Mecca and then later on when you ended up making your journey to Medina and started to run into some of the older brothers.
Yeah, you see, because I got knowledge of Born Cipher. I didn't know we had a school until Born Power when I went to the rally. I didn't know nothing about the 5% paper. I didn't know nothing about the show and prove. Because when I first heard that, I'm thinking, how the God's gonna have a meeting without me? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all this teaching I'm doing, I'm sure I got an input, but nevertheless, you know, so I was going up to the school, and you know, I had money, but it seemed like I'm up here to get some knowledge, but it seemed like everybody trying to sell me stuff. You know what I'm saying? Necklaces, or pins, or shirts, or hat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, I bought some of the paraphernalia, but I didn't feel the brotherly feel. You know what I'm saying? Because the community that I grew up in Plymouth, you know what I'm saying? There's more like a family unit. You know what I'm saying? And so the family teachers, I got that from a baby. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and then like when I came in the nation, and brothers be saying, yo man, you my brother Cushon. Man, I got 2 physical brothers, right? God, I'm automatically comparing you to them if you tell me this. You know what I'm saying? So if you say or do something that them brothers ain't never did to me, I don't know what kind of brother you are. You know, but you know, now I met the God Now Cee, and I met Kaleem up there. You know what I'm saying? And Cee Allah, he had something wrong with his throat.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, no doubt. But like, but those guys, those were some of the guards I met up at the school, you know. And it was another guard, man, a dark-skinned, tall guy. I can't remember his name, but he was out there selling things also. But like, these were some of the guards that took time out with me. But man, honestly, I just didn't feel the brotherly shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel it, you know. But you know, when I started dealing with the guards from Medina, but this is not to cause no separation, nothing like that.
Absolutely,
because, you know what I'm saying? But also when I went to the rally in Born Power, everybody who introduced themselves to me was like, yo, I'm so-and-so from Medina, I'm so-and-so from Pelon, I'm so-and-so from the desert, or something, right? And I'm like, why is everybody telling me where they from? And the first thing came to my mind was the God degree in the 1 to 14. Why the devil call our people Africans? Make us think we different. You know what I'm saying? Because then one of the guards was telling me like, he from Medina, the land of the warriors, right? I'm saying to myself,
grass is green and the gods is mean. Right,
but I was saying to myself, well look, where I'm from would be the land of the warriors too. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but I just had a magnetic attraction to a lot of the Medina guards. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's not to smite the other brothers that I met, like Kaleem and Igard and all them too, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause them my brothers, and them brothers also taught me a lot also. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you know, I just found a whole lot of like the teachers in Medina kind of lined it up with the way I was raised or whatever, you know, for that.
Right. So you could identify you know, with the hospitality and different things, and not to say that it's a difference, but
because look, God, now look, not to cut you off, but you know, but God, in Medina, I couldn't spend no money. like I be trying to buy beer or some potato chips or some Jamaican food. The God like, no, God, I got you, God, I got you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that was the so when I heard a Biggie like spread love, it's the Brooklyn way or whatever you say, right? You know, I saw that.
Identify with
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because you know, because the gods held me down when I was there, and you know, and just like when they come here, I'ma hold them down. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
and it's a lot of brothers up there that know you and speak highly of you when it comes to Now Cee, because I'll be up there and they be like, yo, you know the God, Cushon? I was like, yeah, that's my man. Just like from day one when I first met you. You know what I'm saying? And the seriousness, because just like you said, you know, and that works, you know, not just mainly saying that it's a Now Cee thing. You know, it could be anywhere where a lot of brothers that while they incarcerated, you know, they take on being Christians or Muslims, you know, or 5%ers or whatever, but then when they come home, they go back to, you know, the things that they was involved with. So to say what you said, it was a lot of brothers that when I was incarcerated down here that I taught, but just like I told them, when you get back home, now is when this new way of life that you got is going to be tested. And especially even harder down here because, you know, we in the Southern Bible Belt where people is brought up on, you know, pig and the Bible. So you got a way harder job coming back to a small rural area where the majority of the people is still deaf, dumb, and blind. You know, so that made your job that much harder. And just like it say in the Wisdom Cipher degree, what is the prescribed laws of Islam to the said person of that ability, that the civilized is held responsible for the uncivilized and must be punished by the nation of Islam. Meaning that you're going to punish yourself if you don't do your job. But just like I've always seen in you, you know, the realness, the dedication and everything, and that's the separation, just like we talk about today's degree, the understanding cipher degree, which deals with, you know, separation, that you didn't allow that to separate you because you were sincere with it. And whether a brother was in the penal institution or in the military or went away to school, however you got the knowledge, that after now that you've been taught and you no longer around those individuals, that's when your responsibility comes on. Just like how the father taught it with the first 9 born and so forth. And like you said, we was fortunate to be around our brother, you know, our God from the Harlem 6, which was one of the ones that basically had the knowledge before they gave titles out to who's the firstborn or whatever, you know. And those brothers gave us a lot of good foundation with understanding and being able to build on our own. Because anybody that come about and they say that they don't have to be taught properly or guided properly, then instead of them get an understanding, they're going to get a misunderstanding. You know, so this is the reason why, you know, and me and the God be around each other off and on, but today he was coming to pick me up to extend that same love, because that's what Allah is. Allah is love, you know. And out of all the brothers or individuals that I came in contact with, this is when we begin to understand that 5% has got nothing to do with a number. You know, it has everything to do with a reality. You know, me at this degree going on, equality, wisdom, and everything, you know, it just simply to the basis. 85% of the people you're gonna meet in your life ain't gonna be about shit. Because they don't even know they self. So they can't be responsible for you if they can't be responsible for they self. The 10% of the other people that you're gonna meet in your life, they only there to use you and be able to benefit off of you. You know, but it's gonna be 5% of the individuals that you're gonna run into your life that's truly gonna have love for you, truly have compassion, you know, truly want you to have a better life and everything else. And that's another thing with us getting knowledge of self. We learn not to hate. We learn to love more. We learn to respect more than we do when we living in an ignorant state, like we used to say back in the days, triple darkness, being deaf, dumb, and blind as to the reality of yourself, you know, because religions, you know, that means to repeat, you know, legends, myth, you know, so you got somebody repeating, you know, stories and myths about other individuals, but in all reality, we held accountable for ourselves from the cradle to the grave. So that's why we said, you know, there is no mystery God. We unsearched for him for trillions of years and was unable to find him. So we agreed that the only God is the true and living. You know, Son of Man, supreme being, black man from Asia. With that being said, God, is there anything else that you like to add on to in this bill?
I just want to add on that down when I met them wisdoms and they were telling me about them brothers' names. Now, what I found out later, it was the God Majestic down there teacher from Wyandanch, from Long Island. You know what I'm saying? He's still out that way now. You know what I'm saying? But he taught a lot of good brothers down there. One of the brothers that he taught is Sincere, with the Y, Sincere, right? But you know, man, I just want to give a shout out to him. But these are, and then there's a lot of brothers that held on to the teachers, that got the teachers in the P now. They out in Enfield, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And these is like the brothers who got knowledge east of 95. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the guards of west of 95, like a lot of y'all were down there building with them brothers in Charlotte and Greensboro, Lexington, things of that nature. And I know y'all got a heavy influence out there. But like east of 95, it wasn't a whole lot of brothers from New York down there teaching. I put it to you like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and any time that we was getting, when we were building with y'all, it's like we was getting it from mouth to ear kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And because the further away from the root of civilization we go, the less the knowledge is gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why when I found out about the school, that's why I went. You know what I'm saying? By myself, and did navigation on my own, right? Because I found out in May. I went 2 weeks later, right? Went up to the school by myself. Then, for the show and prove, I bought 3 carloads of guards up there.
That was the funny thing, God, not cutting you off. You was telling me the other day, that was another reason why I was doing the interview with you. You were saying that until you went to the school in Mecca, when the brothers was teaching you over there, they never defined to you what they call the barrels.
Yeah, God, because I'm looking at my brother gave me a lot of plus lessons, and brothers telling me stories, and the brother saying that, yeah, God, I'm from Mecca, I'm from Medina. I'm thinking like these these brothers from Saudi Arabia, I was like, damn, well, they really got the knowledge. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, they got this stuff for real. But you know, I didn't know until Born Power. Because I had now like 5 years before I even knew about this. You know, but then I had more questions. When the brother said they from the desert, I was like, man, I don't think that's a good name for something to myself. Especially the brother said they from Pelon. I'm thinking to myself, do you know what happened on Pelon? I would never say I'm from that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But
even
you know,
though the brothers from the desert originally, you know, after a while they got rid of the desert and they started calling it the oasis, you know.
Right.
Now they have knowledge out there.
Yeah. But you know, these are just, see me, like I'm not from New York, so it's like I'm on the outside looking in. And another thing, one thing that I really, that touched me when I was up there, whenever I was with the guards around my age, they'll be dropping guards, building with me on stuff, right? But then an older guard will come around, they ain't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now me, see, I'm a soldier, God, so I'm always thinking war, right? Now, whenever the U.S. go into a country, the first thing they take is the resources. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what you know or what you're trying to do, how much knowledge you got, if you ain't got no resources, you can't build nothing. So you know, like just like you, when you was in New York, you was still a young guard while you was in New York. You know what I'm saying? When you came down here, now you became, because now you got, it's more land to build on. You know what I'm saying? In New York, almost every square inch of New York is being utilized. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't, ain't no land in New York to buy nothing. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all came down here, it was more land to build and grow and build on top of. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had more resources down here. Cause I was like, and that take me back to when my son Cushon was, you know, striving to be a man. I said, man, it's only two ways. I die or you move out. Because you can't be a man in my house.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I liken that to when y'all brothers start to come down here, and like the brothers in Korea, you know, they could exercise that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The knowledge that y'all were getting from the older guards. When y'all got down here, y'all had an opportunity to exercise it, because as long as you was around them, you know, you couldn't really express yourself like y'all did when y'all came down here.
Right, exactly. And that's why it said your duty is amongst the uncivilized. That was one of the reasons why I came down here too, because I'm like, you know, my enlightener, he was one of the first groups of guards that graduated out of Harlem Prep and started going, you know, abroad to school. Umar went out to California, Dumar went up to Mass, he went up to Binghamton, brothers went different places. They call him Subar, but when I met him, his name was Cushon Allah. You know, and they say, you know, they always know him for being the father's bodyguard, because him and the father used to practice martial arts together. But it wasn't until this year that passed, right? That he gave me knowledge back in guard equality, knowledge born guard equality, 1976. I was 14 years old, right? And he used to always say that to me about, you know, the brothers calling them the father's bodyguard, and I thought it was just because of the martial arts and everything they practiced together. But so happily, I called them and I got him on the phone with Josh Shamel, because Josh Shamel and them was trying to get him to come down there for the father's physical to build for them. And you know, all this time he never told me the story. But so happily, and this is why knowledge is infinite, when he got on the phone that day, he decided to tell the story. And he said what had happened was, they was inside the school and the father was standing outside the school. And back then, you know, you had the Mau Mau's, you had other revolutionary organizations up in Harlem at that time. And I don't know, you know, whether it was a conflict of interest with these guys, whether they was a part of the Kenyatta and all of them crew or what. But my enlightener told us that they had the father outside surrounded and they had guns on him. So once they seen that, they ran outside and they jumped in front of the brothers that had the gun, you know, and let the brothers know more or less, before you shoot the father, you gonna shoot me, you know. So the brothers, they ended up putting the guns away and leaving. And after that, he said the father chastised them, you know, like crazy. You know, like, don't come out here and be jumping in front of no, I don't want, you know, my babies to get killed for me. If I accept what I'm doing right now, that's why the father knew, like he said in Otisville, you know, when the dude asked him the question, you know, where do you see yourself, Allah, in the very near future? And he said, I'm understanding ball. I'm not going no further, you know? And it was another joint, and that's why I say knowledge is infinite. It's years, months, days later that you find out the completion of things that you heard. And there's another one with Cee Allah Combs on there, in Inf Mega's joint, where he tells, he's standing there and it's a picture with him, a brother named Allah Love, and two other brothers that's in there that I can't remember their name right now. But they were standing in front of like a wall poster, and it was promoting the fight between Henry Cooper and Ali. The father, any of the brothers from back then would tell you or would know, and I can't say all because the father gave them all different things and did different things around them, and told them all different things so that we could be complete. But at that time, the father used to love to see Ali fights in person. So he had said to Cee Allah and them, when he, you know, found out, he said, too bad I'll never get a chance to see Ali fight again. This was 1967. You know what I'm saying? And in 1967, that's when Ali became a conscientious objector to the war. So he wouldn't go to the war. So they suspended his license for 3 years. You understand? So when the father said, I'm not going to never get a chance to see Ali fight again, that reinforced it on top of the first one that I said about Otisville, that he knew that, you know, he was going to give his life for this. And he knew that because back then we had coined Telepo, dealing with J.R. Edgar Hoover, that had out not just a memoranda, he had out a serious plot to kill all the black messiahs. So that meant any group where he felt that was a threat with the upliftment of our people, then those individuals were assassinated. You know, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you know, Medgar Evers, and so forth and so on. So if those individuals had to give their life for what they was teaching and what they was doing, imagine how he felt about our father. Because in his book, our father was really that black messiah, you know, because he taught us how to all be black messiahs. That's why the first one he taught, you know, was black messiah.
But you know, God, like, not to cut you off, but look, when the father was taken away with us, from us, that, see, as long as the father was here, we couldn't have been, we were always been the sons. So when the father was taken away, that opened the door so for us to go into our godhood.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and that's what he knew, and that's what he was preparing us for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that we would be equal to him just as much as, you know what I'm saying, he was to us. This is why we say that the Father and the Son is both one and the same.
That's right.
You know, and you got other brothers that teach, well, you can't do that because if you say knowledge born equality and understanding both born equality, then if you take, you know, any other thing like devil through the mathematics, that's going to born God, but ain't none of that in there. If devil ain't in the supreme mathematics, then I ain't got no business adding it up to see what it mean in the first place. You know, the same way, like, you know, and I know being around the older brothers, if you said something like, oh, God, I'm going to the store to get some born equality road.
Right.
You know, like, firstborn shot the mule here being our ass. Like, what you using mathematics to say you going to the store to get some beer?
Right.
Beer and mathematics ain't got nothing to do with each other. You know, keep it plain and simple. But then you got other brothers that I was around that'll give you some supreme mathematical explanation to it.
Now, Brown C. Sham God told me, he said, God, the only time that the gods would build like that, like saying out a word, is when they was around somebody they didn't want to know what they were saying.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. And that's how more or less some of our language was confused and used in gang terminology and everything else. You know, because individuals used it, but they used it for the purpose of unrighteousness.
That's right.
Than to use it for righteousness. You know, so I mean, like, me and the God took this wonderful, beautiful journey today, and you know, I was happy to get a chance to build with my brother, and we built with y'all down here, riding and Now Cee, doing our thing, showing you that this is the universal teachings of the original family, you know. And I really appreciate you, Cushon. You've always been a builder. You always been, you know, my supreme like not just through your words, but through your actions. Like today, you turn right here, God, to the right. God was just getting off from his Justice Cipher Born, his work, on Saturday. And I told him, he said, yo, God, I'm gonna come through, scoop you, and everything. So I said, well, you know, he been through a couple of times. It gave me the history, you know, on that side of Now Cee and everything else. So I said, well, today, me and the God gonna roll, and we gonna walk and talk, ride and talk, ride and build, walk and build. Like, we got this for real. You gonna make this right here. So I'm gonna put this together a little bit later on and give y'all a chance to get these blessings, these jewels, and everything that me and the God dropped on you before we go into what they classify as the new year. You know? And with that being said, this is God in the Streets. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe, the like, and share button. And I got plenty more for y'all. I'm getting ready to get really down and busy so that the God can deliver this supreme message, which is do the right thing while you young, so you don't have nothing else to worry about when you get old. Allah world manifest. Peace.